factories that manufacture both toiletries, soaps, detergents, and all that. So these jobs, they don't need people who are educated. They don't. Hello guys, good morning. My name is Pascalagu. You're welcome to my channel. The next thing I want to move on to is the CNA. CNA is the short form of a short word for certified nursing assistant. Certified nursing assistant. Guys, this is sweet. This one is sweet. You will understand what I say. Why I say this is sweet later. The reason is this. And then let me point this out, please. Let me point this out. This is, I would say, this is strictly for those who are skilled. If you don't want to be skilled, if you're not skilled, this is, I mean, strictly for those people who are educated. If you are not educated, then that means you should be educated to a level that you can easily grab things and you know how to chat and type. Yes, know how to chat and type. You don't necessarily need the whole education in the whole world. This is certified nursing assistant. You become a nurse assistant. Yes, the nurses who serve in the hospital, you will become their assistant. Yes, you will be working in a hospital. Guys, please listen to me. You don't need any health or medical background. You don't need to have studied. You don't need to be a science student before you can go into this, before you can become a certified nursing assistant. You don't need that. It is something you guys need to do. I asked questions on this, and I have a friend who's doing it currently. I have about 3 of my friends who are doing it currently. I encourage them. I even connected them to the people who to the institution and to the academy which they are into now, both in Abu Dhabi and in Dubai here. It's very nice. It's very nice. It's a 4-month course that you can just be attending only on Fridays on your free days. I think they just do it once a week. Yeah, the classes are once a week, and then you attend for 4 months. For that 4 months, they will be teaching you. Guys, you will love it. If you have any intention of looking like a doctor, you know, seeing these doctors, how they carry themselves, how they put on their stethoscope. This is their stethoscope, the stuff they hang on their neck, and sometimes they put and use to check your heartbeat, your blood pressure, and all that. If you like the looks of these doctors, then you will love this. Whether you are a guy or a lady, you can do this. Currently in the whole world, this is one of the booming things or booming fields or sectors now under this health sector. Why? Reason being that for the recent issue of COVID-19, you know, everything, so many doctors and nurses have been overworked. They have been too much load on their hands, and so they are so tired they can't even handle more people, because there's a kind of an influx, too much flowing of people into the hospital because of the pandemic and all that. So what am I saying? Certified nursing assistant is very awesome, guys. It's really awesome. I studied something about it, and then I checked on it. I have friends who are currently offering the course now, and I can tell you almost everything about it. Yes, guys, I said almost everything. I can tell you almost everything about it. A guy can go for it, a lady can go for it, and then you will get good money. Yes. On the CNA course, the price range for the program ranges between 1,800 and about 3,001 or 3,002 or thereabout, 3,200 dirham. That's AED in UAE currency. Now, why is it like this? Between 1,800 or 1,500 to 1,000, to 3,000, 3,001 or 3,002 or to 3,000. It depends on the institute or the academy you are in. Now, when you go to those institutes, it depends on the certificate they are going to offer you, or the accreditation they are going to be getting you, or whichever body they are affiliated to. Some academies or some institutes can give you, of course, most of them they give accreditation. They get accreditation for you to be able to practice here in the United Arab Emirates, but most of them still go as far as helping you secure accreditation from the Ministry of Health. Some can help you get from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Those ones, these other ones I'm mentioning right now, can help you use the certificate outside of the UAE. You understand? Once they can get you that's MOFA, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. If they can get you accreditation there, there's another one they practice here. You can use it here, KHDA. If they are KHDA certified, you can go on. If they don't have any of these certifications, guys, I wouldn't advise you to go on. Let them have at least KHDA and let them be able to get at least one of these. Either they have MOH, Ministry of Health, or they have DOH, Department of Health accreditation, or they have Ministry of MOFA, Ministry of Foreign Affairs accreditation. If they don't have any of these three, I wouldn't advise you to go on with them. I would advise you go and look for elsewhere, because maybe sometime in the future you find yourself outside of this country and then you will need to use such certificates. You understand? It's a forever certificate. Guys, one thing I didn't mention earlier, CIRA is just for 2 years. It lasts for 2 years, and after that you can renew it with a token with some amount of money. Waiter of a thing is a continuous thing, you know. It's a skill you imparted in yourself, and then it's a continuous thing. You don't need any renewal. For the barrister job is the same thing. It's a continuous forever thing. CCTV, the same thing. I'm not quite sure if you're going to need a renewal, but when you get there you get to know about such. The CNA course is a forever thing. Yes, the only thing you can do is maybe you upgrade yourself, or maybe you study for any other thing. There are other courses like medical coding too, that runs in the same medical coding. There are those people who actually translate. When a doctor, you know, when a doctor wants to give you some prescriptions, they normally write it in numbers, or when all these lab results and all that, they come out and you don't get to know what they wrote there. It is the job of a medical coder to actually decode those. Before I delve into that more, let me finish with the CNA. Now the CNA course, I have told you the range is from like 1,800 to like 3,000 or 3,001 or 3,200 dirham. That is what you actually get to pay for that. And the good thing about it, guys, is that you can pay on installments. That is one very good thing about it. Depending on the academy you're with, you can pay on installment. Maybe every month you drop like 500, another month you drop like 500, depending. They can go as low as you dropping 400. Some, and even there was a current one that I know of, they can allow you to drop about 375. Yes, 375 each month, depending on how you get it. You just pay them, and then you have a uniform. You guys are gonna be wearing uniform as far as you're going there. They do it online, guys. Yes, they do it online, but guys, I would advise, if you can, go for physical. The physical classes are way more better. But if you cannot, then you can try and see if you can cope with online. You understand? But it is always better to go for physical, because there are some things that cannot be done online. Like, you need to practice what they are telling you. You need to do it yourself. You understand? You need to do it yourself. You need to be the one to be there, and then you do it. Practice with your classmates, other classmates, and all that. It's very nice. You're going to be taught how to check vital signs, how to check the blood pressure, how to check the pulse rate, how to check the respiratory rate of your patient, how to take their blood sample for blood sugar. So many things. Very nice. How to assess their pains, how to treat your patients, how to, you know, take care of them in case they have wounds, how to clean it and all that. There are so many things about CNA, guys. And then the salary range is awesome. It's nice, I would say. Because of this, during the past 1 year, because of COVID-19, because of the pandemic, guys, the CNAs, the certified nursing assistants, my dear, they earned a lot of money. They were paid as much as 8,000 dirham, and guys, I'm not kidding and I'm not exaggerating. They are paid both in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. They are paid as much as I have friends who actually did as much as 8,000 dirham per month. And right now they are recruiting again for people who actually need, who actually going for swabs, COVID-19 swab test. That is the normal test, nasal test, or something that you guys go for, the COVID-19 test and all that. They are recruiting for those people. They are recruiting mostly nursing assistants for such jobs, and they are paying well. The salary range actually ranges between 3,000 dirham to about 6,000. 3,000 to about 6,000. Maybe say 5 or 6,000 thereabout. You understand? But during the past 1 year, they were paid as much as 8,000, and I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding about it. So that is it about CNA. When you want to ask if you need any other thing about that, you can chat me, private chat me. I have so much loaded information on that, because I have a place where I can get those information. And the next is that medical coding. Medical coding. is about people who transform the numbers that doctors normally give in prescription of drugs or in informations they lay down. They get to translate it from numbers to the normal thing that you know. Or sometimes they are the ones who actually transfer from words to numbers, depending on the case, as the case may be. You understand? So that is mostly their job. It is not much. It is not much. Has no much thing about it. And from the last time I checked, I don't think they actually needed someone with a background in medical. But if in this medical coding, if you have a background in coding, it's an advantage for you. It is an advantage. So it is nice. That is medical coding. Medical coding, they pay as I think for the program you can pay as much as maybe between 2,000 dirham and about 3,000 or thereabouts, between 2 and 3,000 to get to do the course. For CNA is a 4-month course. This medical coding, I think you should be maybe 2-3 months course thereabout. Then for their payments, for the payment for medical coding, should range between almost the same thing as the CNA, the certified nursing assistant, which is from like 3,000 to about 6,000. There are medical coders that are actually paid as much as 8,000 too. You understand? So it's quite nice, And this one you don't need to go out. You just wear your normal hospital stuff, and then you do your thing inside the hospital or whichever organization you're working with. Still on the same medical line, we have the caregivers. These caregivers are mostly people who work with sick people, maybe in old people's home or in the home of the person in particular. They can be private. They are also known as a kind of personal caregivers. You understand? Personal caregivers or personal care assistants, PCA. They can call them PCA too. Sometimes in some countries they call them personal support workers. That's PSW, personal support workers. In this case, if you actually want to do, there's an online course going on with the University of Toronto now. If you need the link, chat me up. I will lay out the link. Maybe I will even put the link there when I'm editing the video, and then I'll put it on the description box there. And then that is caregiver for you. Caregiver is almost the same thing as CNA, but caregiver is mainly with you staying with the old people and then helping them with anything they want to give. That you become a kind of an assistant to them. Maybe they want to go and bathe, they want to come down from the bed, they want to go on a walk, they want to eat, stuff like that. Time for their medication, you help in that, and stuff like that. You help in maybe bathing them, you help in putting on their clothes, mostly for old people or for sick people. You understand? So that is it. For the course, it costs about you have your own uniform too. You have your own uniforms, and to some extent maybe you can be trained on taking of vital signs, like maybe taking temperature, depending on what the person is sick of. Sorry, what your person or whoever you're looking after is sick of. That is mostly what they do, a kind of personal assistant. For the course, it ranges between, let's say, between 1,500 to about almost 3,000. Let me say about 2,800 dirham, depending on the academy you are working with, depending on the academy you are going to learn with. This one, caregiver, it doesn't need a medical background. It does not need a medical background at all. No, you don't need a medical background. You don't need to have studied science. Anything you study, in fact, as far as you can read and write, you don't need university certificate. No, you don't need it. You don't need, you even need secondary school certificate. They're not going to ask you. As far as you can read and write, and then you go for the course, and then you pass in the exam, because mostly they are going to be teaching you what you're going to do with your hand. It's more practical than theory and theoretical. It's not about writing, it's about what you can do. If you can do this one, and they're teaching you, you understand it. My brother, if you can type message and read the message somebody is sending to you, you can do all these things. You do it, get your certificate. That is what most people who didn't go to school back home are even doing. Now, that is what they do, that is what they get to do. Before you know it, they are over there taking good money, and you're here. I know of a particular caregiver now. What the lady is earning, what she earns is that she works for 20 days. When she works for 20 days, actually it's long hours. When she works for 20 days, each day is 250 dirham. Calculate it. That is about 5,000 or 5,500 dirham in 20 days. Calculate it. 250 times 20 days. That is what she is earning. She's a caregiver, and then she rests for 10 days straight, and then after 10 days she goes back to her work again and work long hours. She works long hours, guys, but then she's making good money every month, 5,500 dirham. And the range for the salary for this caregiving job is it ranges from like 3,000 dirham. Some companies might actually tell you 2.5. Yes, and some company are that's I don't want to call it irresponsible. It's somewhat somehow I really don't, you know. But for me, it's not a good pay. But from 3,000, some companies the price range is from the price range or the salary range is from 3,000 to about 6,000 dirham. Yes, depending on the employer, depending on the company, or depending on the healthcare company that is actually employing you, that has taken you for a job. You understand? But mostly they work on homes, old people's homes, or in private individual homes, private homes. That's where they get to work on. The next on the list is accounting. Guys, with whatever I'm doing or teaching here, anything you want to ask, you can ask me. Guys, you can ask me of anything. Now the next on my list is accounting. I wouldn't know much about this, but I know there are courses on accounting, there are courses on engineering, and there are courses on executive salesperson. Yes, executive merchandiser. Sometimes they call them merchandiser or salesperson. I'm going to put all this together: accounting, engineering, and then merchandisers. For these ones, I believe, especially for accounting and engineering, I believe you need to have a background study on that. You must have come through the engineering or the accounting field before you get to delve into these things like this. What they just need is to tell you how it's been done here, how you can apply what you know, and how the system here works, and then you get certified for that by the government to practice. Guys, mainly the main need for all these things is for you to get that government certificate, government license to get to practice. That's license to get to practice here. You understand? To make sure that the government, how do I put it now? The government of this place is trying to make sure that whoever is ending up in any field is a professional in any field. And guys, believe you me, that's a great thing for a government of a nation to do. Not just for its citizens, but for the residents who are here too. You understand? And that is why UAE is where it is today. I would say that in UAE, aside from unskilled laborers and all that, even some of the unskilled laborers, they are good. Aside the unskilled laborers, I would say in the whole of the United Arab Emirates, about 90% of people who are working are so learned. Like they are learned, not too learned, but they are learned as regards the position they are occupying. And one good thing about it is that whenever you want to rise to another next position, there's always maybe an exam to attend, or maybe there's always a level to get to, and it's quite nice. You understand? It's quite nice. Next thing I want to go for, if you want, I can hook you up on the accounting, where you can get the accounting certification, and where you can get the engineering certification and all that. The next is CIPM. CIPM, that's for merchandising. That's for the people who are into sales, salespersons and all that. Maybe in a mall, in any kind of establishment and all that, where they sell something, where they want you to sell things. You know, those people that you see market products inside the big malls, inside maybe supermarkets, depending. You understand? Executives, you can get a certificate on that. It can actually help you into securing a better or a good job. The salary range, I don't know about the cost, but I can get to find out. If you're interested, I can get to hook you up with people who can do that. You can also Google it, check on Google, and then you find out how it is. You find out the pricing. You can get the place where they offer the courses. That is for CIPM, for merchandising, a kind of customer relation course. Then the next on the list is teaching, guys. Teaching. This is a very special one. Teaching. For this teaching, you know, guys, you need to be skilled for you to get teaching. And there are so many things. I think teaching in particular is a topic on its own. It's even a topic on its own. Just like I think CNA, medical coding, and caregiving are all like a topic on their own for a day. So teaching. teaching is quite it's quite something you need to do here, because it pays a whole good money, and it comes with a lot of nice packages, guys. Ooh, teaching in here in UAE, here in the United Arab Emirates is quite nice. Why am I saying this? It's nice because it comes with packages you so much, like so mouth-watering packages. You understand? So many things, so many other things. If you're a good negotiator, you get to go home with the whole package. You understand? As much as maybe getting a car. Yes, if you are licensed to ride a car, it depends. They can actually provide you with car. They can provide you with a place you live on your own. Yes, I'm not saying that they all do so. I'm not saying that all the schools do such, but it exists, and I know people who have actually who are actually on that field. You understand? The payment is mouth-watering, and the promise of moving to the next level, I mean salary increment and all that, is quite promising. And then so guys, for teaching you're going to be going for a course. Let's start first from your back in your home. You need to attest your certificates. If you did an educational course, any course under education, that will be an advantage. But if you didn't, that is still okay. It's still okay, depending on what you did. If you can teach any subject at all, and then you come here, you need to attest your certificate. Sorry, there should be an attestation. There should be an attestation of your certificate back home, whichever certificate, maybe West African certificate. Mostly, the highest of all the certificates that you have, mostly is what they go for. The highest certificate. Let's say, for instance, you have for the West African WIEC, or whichever country you're from, you have your secondary school exam. You are coming out with it, and then you still have like a BSc or a BSc on a degree course, or you have your whichever MBA. If you have a BSc, you need to attest that highest result, which is the BSc. You understand? But normally, what I tell people is this: get to attest both the BSc and the other one, the secondary school leave certificate, which is for West Africans. It is the WIEC. I normally tell people, attest your WIEC and attest your BSc. If it is possible, check if they do attesting of whichever one again, and then you get to attest it. When you attest those certificates, you come here, then you will need to attend and go for the certification courses known as CATCH. CATCH has about 3 levels: CATCH 1, 2, and 3. And most of them, from when the last time I checked, most of them are actually giving out at 3,000 dirham per level. 3,000 dirham per catch. That is, each catch you pay about 3,000. That means about the 3 catches will cost you about 9,000 dirham, depending on the academy, I believe. Yes, depending on the academy you are going for. That means you can get a cheaper place, but I don't think it will be cheaper than everything. I don't think it will be cheaper than maybe 5,000 or 6,000. You understand, guys? Now, I still want to bring this out. There's a possibility that you can come in with an experience. If you had an experience of teaching, you can still come in. Even when you don't have an experience of teaching, you can still come in and be lucky enough to get a teaching job. Yes, guys, I've seen it happen. What I'm saying, I've seen happen just like 2 weeks ago. Just about 2 weeks ago, a friend of mine brought in his wife, and then God's grace, she was able to get a job, not as an assistant, not as a teaching assistant, because most times they do employ people first as a teaching assistant. She got this job, oh my God, because I think she had a teaching experience back home, and then she came for an interview. She was able to prove herself, and she was given the job as a head teacher direct. That, guys, that was good money, and my God, that was a testimony. Quite all right. We were all happy for her, because that was what she wanted. That was what she got. One thing I will tell you guys is this: aside from praying, yes, prayer is important. Pray very hard, pray well, and try to be a good person. You are going to get the job. Aside from that, stay. If you want what you want, whatever you want, I'm not saying you shouldn't start small. You can start small, yes, but whatever you want, always go for it. Always ask for it. If you have someone backing you up, stay and focus on that thing, that particular stuff, that particular career you want to build yourself on. You are going to get it. You understand? So this teaching job ranges. The salary normally ranges from 4,000 It depends. You might actually get a job in a school, and then as a teacher, and then they get to pay you as low as 3,000. Yes. So I would still say from 4,000, ranges from 4,000 to about 6,000 as a beginner. There to about 6,000. As time goes on, you can go as much as 8-10,000, depending on your level, depending on your year of experience, and depending on your improvements. You understand? So it can also come along with the house. Yes, there might be an apartment. There might be a car, and all those other things. There might be some other benefits. So it's quite nice. It's something you guys should try. That is teaching. Then the next is the safety. Yeah, the safety field, safety courses. There are quite a lot of safety courses, and I'm not going to be delving into that. This is a topic on its own. It's a topic on its own, but I'm going to just run around it and tell you things about it. Now, safety. The safety field is quite a large one, depending on whichever place, whichever sector you want to delve in. All sectors need a safety personnel or manager. Every sector, be it the hospital, the schools, the construction areas, the hotels, the manufacturing areas, the factories, any place at all, there must be safety. There must be somebody in charge of safety, a safety manager, and as well safety assistant or any personnel for safety. On the safety field, you can start with IOSH. Now let me clear something again here. For you to study safety, you don't need a background in any course. You don't need a background. So you have a background in engineering. No, you don't. Because come to think about it, restaurants, big restaurants, they have safety personnel, safety officers. They didn't do engineering. Nobody did engineering there. There's nothing concerns engineering on a restaurant. Hello? So many people have asked this question, do you need to become an engineer? No. And I believe and I know the reason for this question is because safety officials are well known or popularly known to work with mostly construction companies. You understand? Oil companies and stuff like that. No. You don't need any background in engineering of any sort for you to go for a safety course, for you to go for a safety management course. You understand? Hotels, they need safety personnel. Hospitals, they need safety personnel. Factories, any type of manufacturing factories, especially those with chemicals, those who deal on glass, those who deal. In fact, any place that there's a potential harm to humanity, to human beings. The job of the safety, the position of a safety is required there. The position of a safety personnel is required there. That is what I'm saying. Now, for the fact that this safety, oh my god, guys, this safety of a thing is quite taken out, isn't it? And as I'm telling you guys, safety as a course is really big. Now you can start with IOSH. IOSH managing safely. There's IOSH managing safely. There's IOSH you can take that as something you can just start. Like there's a lower level of IOSH. Actually, you understand? If you go to Google and you Google it, you can see that IOSH is spelled IOSH. You understand? Institute of Occupational Safety and Health. You understand? It's a UK body actually for safety. You can start with that. It's not much. Is it? But guys, I think you need to be skilled to a level before you can go for sales. You don't need to be extremely skilled. You don't need to be extremely educated. You understand? Before you can go for the safety course here in Dubai. You can actually just get a little bit of education, and then you can understand. You don't need any background. No, you must not have a university certificate. No, you must not have a, what are they called? If you have it, it's a plus, quite alright. If you have them, it's alright. It's quite alright. But I've seen people who did not attend university education or polytechnic or any other thing. They don't have diplomas anywhere. They don't have BScs or degree certificates anywhere. But they came here. They did the safety courses. They secured their certificates, and they are working. Yes, they are working. Now for this safety course, you can go up higher as you can actually develop a whole career of your life in safety. You understand? Currently, myself, I have both my IOSH, I have my NEBOSH and stuff like that. We are moving up because I'm actually in the safety sector. Moving up as a graduate process because, like I said, it's a very big field, and so we are still like moving up, delving up, and then we are moving on to see where we'll end up. But I believe it's going to be better and good, guys. So safety has a next level exam that you can take, which is NEBOSH, known as NEBOSH IG1 and 2. As NEBOSH International IGC program. There's NEBOSH National IGC program for those who are in UK. NEBOSH actually on its own is a body. It's a body in UK. You understand? Those are the regulators. It's a board in UK, the regulators of the safety program, which is actually worldwide recognized. So you can go for that, but you need a whole lot of time to do that. Now for this program, for the IOSH program, you can pay for you to attend the program. You can pay say with 1,000 dirham. Yes, some people do it about 800, some do it about 1,000 dirham. With 1,000 dirham you can get the IOSH managing safely. You can attend the class online. You can as well attend it physically if the time permits, or sorry, if it permits you. So that is it for IOSH managing safely. You can do, there's another one known as auditor for auditing. It's called ISO 45001. You can work as an auditor in a company and stuff like that. You get to audit the company for safety purposes and for other things like that. It's 1,000 dirham too. It's 1,000 dirham. When you want to work as a safety personnel with like IOSH, you can watch out to gain a salary of about maybe 2,000 to like 4,000, depending on the company, depending on your employer too. Now when you go up as much as earning the NEBOSH, getting the NEBOSH certificate, that is for the two IG1 and IG2 certificate. They actually come in one. IG1 and IG2 certificate for international for international level of the program. When you do that, it costs if you want to do that, it costs say currently it costs between 1,800 dirham to about 2,500 dirham. Yes, you can actually, depending, some people might actually bill you more than that, so up to 2,800 to 3,000. It depends on the academy or the institute you attend. But right now I know of institutes that you can get it from 1,800 dirham to about 2,500. Yes, that's how much it can cost you to get the course. But you have to put in your time, really, because you will do some research work, but there are guidelines that can guide you. You have people who can guide you. They will not tell you what to write, but they will guide you into telling you what to know. I myself have been in that field for a while, and then I've helped quite a lot of people too. A few number of persons, not a lot. I've helped quite a few number of persons to direct them on things to do and how to go about things. That is for NEBOSH. And there's a next level of NEBOSH, which is NEBOSH diploma. That course can cost you about 9,000. Let me say between 8,000 to about 10,000 dirham for you to study it. Now, for the salary range for the NEBOSH IGC, that is the one before NEBOSH diploma. But the salary range for NEBOSH IGC, it depends on the company you are employed in. Sometimes they pay as low as from like 3,000 or 4,000 to like 10,000. To like 10,000. Yes, you can actually get a company that pays you 10,000. So it's between this salary range, 4,000 to 10,000. You understand? That is one good thing about it. If you should get this, maybe you get the ISO 45001 auditor certification, you're good to go. You are good to go. You can start with the IOSH MS if you want. DM me or talk. If there's anything you think I didn't talk about safety, you can get to talk in the comment section. If there's anything you think I didn't talk well, or you do anything you want me to talk about, record it down, put it down in the comment section, or you chat me direct to, and I'll get to reply to it, and I'll get to do something about it, guys. So the next one, yes, we still have some, guys. The next one is I think this is the last one. First aider. That is for skilled, for educated people. First aider. First aider course is a course whereby it's just something you can just do. I'm not saying it's not difficult, guys. You need some level of level of education, so you can do that. You don't necessarily have to have a background in health. No, you don't. You can actually go and learn it and then get certified as a first aider. Maybe in just 1 week, just like a Syria, in just 1 or 2 weeks, you get your certificate, and then you go for try to get a job as a first aider. Most of the companies, they employ first aiders instead of nurses. They employ first aiders instead of doctors. You understand? As someone who can get to treat a patient, offer the first aid to someone who's injured or someone before they can take them to the hospital, not necessarily treat them. Maybe someone gets injured, you can help to like clean the wound, stop the wound from bleeding, clean it, and then maybe apply a bandage. Maybe sometimes apply a bandage, then they can take the person to the hospital in case it is serious. If it is not serious, if it's a minor injury, you can treat the person there and then the person goes. Another thing is you get to like watch the people. You can offer things like maybe offer people first aid, like give someone who's having a headache a Panadol. Someone is hitting a hammer, they injured, you can help to dress it if it's not too serious. Just mostly things like that. Mostly things like that. If somebody is feeling too having some kind of temperature and all that, you can maybe help the person check the temperature, tell them to rest, maybe give them glucose or something like that, take them somewhere they can rest. Just that's basically it. And then you ascertain, get to make sure you issue out, check that people are actually okay. Most companies, they use the first aiders to do the job of nurses and even doctors. Get to ascertain, and then you sign that these workers are okay to go for work for the day, and then probably the safety officers will put on their signature too. So that is mostly how it works. I think for this course, for you to offer it, maybe it should be around maybe 500, 800, or maybe 1,000 at most dirham. I'm not sure, but if you want, you can Google it. Just check on Google about first aider courses. It's quite easy. They can teach you how to resuscitate people who are fainted too, stuff like that. Almost the same thing they do with Syria. And then you can find out their salary range is normally between, it depends on the company too. It's normally between, say, between 1,800 to like 3,000, between 1,800 to like 3,000, sometimes 4,000 if the company pays well. Depends on your employer. So that is it about skilled people, skilled jobs. That is it about skilled jobs. Now the next thing I want to talk about is for people who are unskilled, for the unskilled jobs. Yes, unskilled in the sense that people who did not, like, you don't need any form of education. You don't need to go to school for this one. You can easily get into it. Even if you have the experience or not. Although companies do prefer people with experience, but without experience, you can always do this. You can always get into this. Here in Dubai, the first popular thing is cleaning. There's always companies outsourcing for cleaners, and for you to go for this cleaning, you can just apply for the jobs online, or you go for all these recruiting agencies. Just don't pay them anything. I don't subscribe to people who are paying people money to find them jobs. So you get to register there. They take you and they make visa for you, your 2 years visa, and then they deploy you guys for cleaning. You can be working 10 hours or 12 hours a day. You have your off day, and then they get to pay you. They pay as much as from 1,000 dirham to about 2,000 dirham, to about 1,800 or 2,000 dirham thereabout. I've seen cleaning companies that pay as much as 2,000. Yes, you can classify this as a housekeeping attendant too, depending. So it doesn't need much. It doesn't need much experience. Sometimes they get to teach you on the job. They get to like train you on the job and teach you how to use maybe the machine, the vacuum cleaners and all that. The next thing is I'll talk about is steward. Steward are those people who wash plates. Those people who can wash plates in the kitchen or in big restaurants. You're in the kitchen, you wash plates, you do all the works and all that. The salary range, you don't need to be educated on this. You just need to show them the zeal that you can work. Most times when they call you for interview for this, they want to see what you can do. So they put you to test practically. I've sent a couple of people for these jobs, and so I know. You understand? They pay as much as 3,500. Yes, depending on your experience, depending on how you work, depending on how long you stay with them. The least I've seen them pay is, the salary range is actually between 1,200 to like about 3,500 or 4,000. You understand? Depending on the company. Yes, the recent people I sent for stewardship in a big restaurant, one of the top 10 restaurants here in Dubai. The recent people I sent for jobs there are earning close to 2,500 dirham a month. That is the amount they are earning on a monthly basis, and it's for free. Just send them, go and work, and then make your money, guys. That's the thing about stewardship. The next thing, although I wouldn't actually tell someone who actually wants to grow much to go for this, but I just have to say it. The next is loading and unloading. People who load stuff. You load maybe food stuff. It can still be irons or kind of steel materials. It can be for events. It can be for events and events and performances. It can be for factories that actually load something onto their trucks, and then they offload them or unload them at the customers' destination, customer places or areas. So that is loading and unloading. It can earn you as much as from like 1,000 dirham, to about 2,000 dirham, or a little bit higher, depending. Some companies actually get to pay you according to what the work you do, according to how big the job is. If the job is much, they get to pay you more, so you can as well earn as much as 2,500 dirham per month. So the next thing I want to talk about is, yes, salesperson. Sales. You see, salesperson is coming under here again, a kind of a merchandiser. Now it's coming under this place because there are some salesperson, some companies who don't need the educated. You don't need to be educated before you can be a salesperson in their own company. You just come, they train you on the job, tell you what to do, and then as far as you know how to count money, my brother, sister, you're on for it. You get to do it. You get to do your thing. So there are sales people who earn as much as 3,000. Yes, unskilled. Yes, uneducated people. They earn as much as 3,000. There are car wash. There are vulcanizer operators, a kind of vulcanizer. Yeah, vulcanizers. Those who take care of the tires of vehicles and minor issues, changing of oils and stuff like that. They exist. They earn as much as 2,000, 3,000. The car washers, people who work in car wash outlets, they are there too. They earn as much as 2,000, 3,000, depending on your employer. So that is it. They are factory workers. You work in a factory. Now you work in a factory, and the factory is manufacturing, say, maybe biscuits, and then you guys, your job is to like maybe stand there. The machine brings it out. You take it and package. The machine brings out. You take it and package. You put it in a carton and all that. There are other ones that are other beverages like milk, other beverages like maybe the Milo and stuff like that. Other beverages too, like juice, drinks, ice creams, the packaged ones, yogurt companies, stuff like that. Things like that. Factories that manufacture things. Factories that manufacture both toiletries, soaps, detergents, and all that. So these jobs, they don't need people who are educated. They don't need the educated people here in Dubai. You just get to apply for those factories, or you get to mostly search them online. You will see them. When you search these jobs online, you can easily see them. Each of the jobs, whether it is the jobs for the educated ones or the jobs for the uneducated ones, skilled or unskilled jobs, you can get it online. It is actually better for you to go online. I made a video where I told you guys the websites, how you can easily get a job in Dubai. Look for it. You will see the websites. You can I can attach it here. When I'm editing. So you guys can see and watch the video of websites you can get the jobs from, like Indeed, Nakri Gov Talent, and all those other ones. So you can search for these jobs online. In Dubai, you don't necessarily need to go out to search for jobs. Yes, you don't. You don't necessarily need to go out, especially when under this hot weather and all. So it's better you stay at home, apply for your jobs. The best time to apply for jobs, especially on Indeed, Gov Talent, and other job sites, the best time is from between 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. every day. Between 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. Yes, from midnight 4 a.m. because mostly that's when most of these job websites get to release new jobs, and it's good for you to be among at least the first 50% to 50% who apply for that job, so you can get a chance or have a chance of being called. Now the next thing is for business. Yes, you can do your personal business here. You don't need education for your business or something like that. Something you love doing, something you have an idea or experience in doing, maybe back home or anywhere. You can buy stuff. You can buy things. If you're coming from back home, you have the ability of getting food stuff from home, African food stuff. You can get something from back your home, in India, in Pakistan, in anywhere. You can get the stuff as far as you can get it here safely. You can start marketing it. There are some things here you know you can sell back home. You can buy it here and start doing your business as far as you have the cash. So you can do it on your own as far as you are legitimately doing it and you have a visa that covers you in such. Yes, you can have a personal visa for that. The next thing is salon for the hair. You guys have not seen my hair, alright? So I'm actually going to open it. So salon, the salon there, the hairstylist, the hairstyling. Hairstyling for the ladies and for the guys is quite lucrative here. You don't need any kind of certification to practice that. You only need, maybe if you're the one starting up the business, you only need a certification for your shop because you need to register your business. That's it. And if it is a registered business that's being operated by someone, for them to employ you, you really don't need to be educated that much. You just need the experience, you just need to know to do it. Or if you surrender yourself for them to train you, they can as well do that and then possibly recruit you and such. I think the salary range depends on what you agree with the person, but I've seen people being paid like between 1,500 to about 2,500 for the stuff. Then next is tailoring. Tailoring is I also have people for this salon. I also have people who do the business on their own. They buy clippers for the guys. They buy clippers and then go from people for house to house to take money and then cut the hair and then take money, get paid for it. The ladies do the same thing too. The best way to actually get to announce yourself is through the church you are attending or whichever circle you are attending. Or you can enter a building, you know there's much people of your own race. You can easily go from room to room and then knock and tell them you do so things and then tell them the price you do it at. You can take their phone number in case they take your phone number too, in case there's a day they will need such services. For the ladies who are plaiting hair, and for the guys who are into cutting of hair too. And for the salon is the same. You can go for someone as far as you just need the experience. As far as you know how to sew, you can get a job for that. Salary range depends on what you agree with the employer. Yeah, as much as they can pay you, as much as 2,000 or 2,500. The next is working in a restaurant. I've actually said that mostly you can work in a restaurant as a waiter. Yeah, that is where it comes in now. A waiter in a restaurant there might not necessarily need a certification. Doesn't need you to go to school and all that. If you have the experience, or you can be trained on the job. If you have the experience, you can just freestyle, go there, and then do your thing. Either for as a guy as a waiter, or for the lady as a waitress. You can go there. The next thing is events. You can be those people who work in events and then they are setting up things or decorations. So there's interior and exterior decorators or decorations. So guys, this is where I'll end our discussion for today. I'll call it a discussion because I want you to write on the comment section. Go down to the comment section. If there's anything that I did not mention today, whether it is for the educated or for the non-educated, you can write it on the comment section, and then I can make a research there, and then I will talk about it. If you want me to talk about it, I can talk about it. If there is anything you think I said wrong, write it on the comment section there. Share these videos, guys, please. Share this video, and then get to subscribe if you have not subscribed. Subscribe so that you can get my videos. I'm going to be releasing videos 2 times every week. For now, I'm going to be releasing about twice a week, and then as time goes on, it's going to be 3 times a week. Guys, this channel talks about both traveling, entertainment, gives you information, latest information, and every other thing you can think about. Mostly how life works. As time goes on, I'm going to be indulging you guys on a live stream video, so I can know we can get to talk and we can get to advise each other. For the people, I'll be able to bring on people who have experiences. We talk about our experiences to each other, and then we get to know what next to. Get to advise each other and know what next to do. You understand? You know, when people talk about their experiences, you get to know how you can handle your own. Sometimes you don't even need to ask a question before you get a solution to your problem. Sometimes when you just listen, you get opinions, you get people's opinions, and then you definitely get an answer to that particular question you have in mind. You understand? So let's keep it a date here. Subscribe, like this video and then you share to your friends. Once again, I'm Pascalagu. Thank you guys for being here. Peace and success.